he could spare us the lectures and admit to his own poor judgment in contributing to these problems. The crisis on Wall Street started in the Washington culture of lobbying and influence peddling, and he was right square in the middle of it.
Welcome back, everyone. Quickly out of commercial break, going to Barack Obama speaking at the University of Miami, Coral Gables. Let's take a listen.
I fully support the efforts of Secretary Paulson and Federal Reserve Chairman Bernanke to work in a bipartisan spirit with Congress to find a solution of this sort. What we're looking at right now is to provide the Treasury and the Federal Reserve with as broad authority as is necessary to stabilize markets and to maintain credit. We also need a more institutional response to create a system that can manage some of the underlying problems with bad mortgages, help homeowners stay in their homes, protect the retirement and savings of working Americans. In the coming days, I'll work closely to examine the details of the Treasury and the Fed proposal, and as I do, I'll work to ensure that it provides an effective emergency response by including 4 basic principles that my economic advisors and I just discussed this morning. First, we cannot only have a plan for Wall Street. We must also help Main Street. I'm glad that our government's moving so quickly in addressing the crisis that threatens some of our biggest banks and corporations, but a similar crisis has threatened families, workers, and homeowners for months and months, and Washington has done far too little to help. For too long, this administration's been willing to hit the fast-forward button in helping distressed Wall Street firms while pressing pause when it comes to saving jobs and keeping people in their homes. We already know that the credit crisis that's emerged from our largest financial institutions is becoming a credit crunch for small business owners, homeowners, and students seeking loans in big cities and small towns across the country. And now that American taxpayers are being called on to share this new burden, we must take equally swift and serious action to help lift the burdens they face every day. In the same bipartisan spirit that's been shown with regard to the crisis on Wall Street, I urge Senator McCain, President Bush, Republicans, and Democrats to join me in supporting an emergency economic plan for working families, a plan that would help folks cope with rising gas and food prices, spark job creation through repair of our schools and our roads, help states and cities avoid painful budget cuts and tax increases, help homeowners stay in their homes, and provide retooling assistance for America's auto industry. John McCain and I can continue to argue about our different economic agendas for next year, but we should come together now to work on what this country urgently needs this year. The second principle I'd like to see in the emerging plan from the Treasury and the Fed is that our approach should be one of mutual responsibility and reciprocity. It must not be designed to reward particular companies or the irresponsible decisions of borrowers or lenders.